Hey, how's it going? Thought I'd do a video about the GoFundMe that I'm doing, and as part of a team effort with my men's circle. So, this is something that's new for us. Like, we've had a men's circle for almost 6 years now, where we meet, we ground, set goals, confront each other on behaviors that are possibly not helping us to achieve those goals, or just really being in alignment with our own personal visions. And recently, we added doing something as a team effort to help. And this one, the very first one, is to raise $5,000 or more for a charity. And the charity is called Boys to Men. And this charity actually is really dear to my heart. I watched their promotional video and I actually cried a little bit. And what this organization does down in San Diego, they go out and they reach out to young men, teenage, boys, probably 14, somewhere in that mid-range. Those hormonal, tumultuous years. And they reach out to at-risk teenage boys, young men that have absent fathers in their life. And absent could mean anything, I think. But there's definitely research that shows when a father isn't there, that the child grows up and has a much higher risk of drug use, prison, suicide, or maybe for prison more incarceration, because jail and prison are two different things. But just that lack of a father figure in a young person's life, the focus is on young men, it does have an effect. And the reason why this is near and dear to my heart is that it's how I grew up. I didn't really have a father figure ever. And then the few men that were in my life were had a lot of destructive behaviors. And reading the research about lack of father equals all these things, looking back, and I think this is one of the reasons why it affected me, is I did go through all that stuff. I did have drug addiction. I was so depressed and alone that I did think about suicide a lot when I was younger. And I have been to jail. So the correlation to me is 100%. Like, I don't even need to try to argue it. I lived it. And then, I sat there after watching this video, and it brought back, it brought emotion, but it also brought back a different type of emotion. Like, my mind and body started flooding with these peak moments of men, like teachers, coworkers, older coworkers, when I was really, like 18, 19, 20, friends' fathers. And I just had this reel of these moments where I could feel that these older men wanted to see me succeed, and did something to just provide that sort of masculine love. Like I can remember these things very vividly. One that sticks out is I hated school. I literally hated it. I loved learning, but I hated school. And I was very rebellious. My favorite thing was to just either not show up or cause problems, just make fun of everything, not do any of the work. Coincidentally or ironically, I did really well on all the tests. So it wasn't that I was stupid. I just had a problem with structure, to be honest, looking back at it. And I remember this one English teacher, like I had barely gone to this class. No, this is like my sophomore year. I barely went. And I happened to show up one day. And I wasn't doing any of the work, but I liked the ideas. I liked to talk about literature and all these things. And at the end of the class, he pulled me over. And it really felt like he knew I wasn't going to come back. You know, maybe once or twice, that was it. And he grabbed a book off the shelf, 1984 by George Orwell. And he handed it to me. And he said, you know, you probably aren't going to come back to class. It's okay. But I'd really like for you to read this book. I think you like it. And that seems like a very small thing, you know, like, but it affected me. Like he cared enough to see where I was at, not necessarily try to make it right or wrong. You know, not try to change me, but to give me something that could help me. And there's a lot of those moments. And so when I watched this video and all these things came back, you know, like it really got me in touch with something that I believe is true as an older man, which is older men, when they have their hearts open, they want to see young men succeed. They want to see them succeed. And that's really, as a father, I can speak for myself, but there's a deeper intuitive feeling here that there's just a shared desire that every father wants to see his son succeed. And when you don't have a father in your life or a father figure, that isn't there. And, you know, it does affect people, young men and women, but the focus on this is men and young men. And I really feel passionate about that. I do. I can feel it. I feel it with my own son. Like, that's all I really want for him, is just to see him succeed, whatever that is to him. And it brings a lot of joy to my heart. And he's doing it, you know. And the more I see him step into challenge and go for what he wants in life, fall down, get back up, keep going, it really just brings a warm feeling inside of me. You know, it's a beautiful thing to witness. And I think that's like why I'm passionate about this charity and raising money for it, is that desire to see young men succeed. Because they're really, at a certain point, they're going to be on their own. You know, the older men aren't going to be around anymore. And I just am really connected to that. There's other reasons why I think having father figures or big brothers or older men living their life, helping younger men succeed, or just open up, feel safe. I think there's a multitude of reasons why that's beneficial. But for me, that's it. You know, just that joy of seeing young men grow into their own. So that's why, I'm connected to the charity. There's 6 of us total, including my son. He's in the group. He's in the men's circle. He's a very powerful young man. And that's what we chose to create. That's what we said we were going to do. We were going to raise $5,000 or more. And that's what we're going to go out and do as men. We're going to make it happen. And honestly, it hasn't been easy for me. I don't like asking. I really don't. But I just keep doing it, and I stay in that feeling. And then it's starting to get easier, actually. It's starting to get easier to ask. And get the yeses, get the nos. And the other reason, is I like the challenge. I like to be on a team is actually very challenging for me. Well, not so much as it's been in the past, but still, stuff comes up. It's much easier just to be the king rather than be on a team of men where we're all committed to each other and our growth and what we said we were going to do. And so that's the other reason why I'm doing this. Full disclosure, is it's challenging. It's challenging to support and be supported by other men that may not do exactly what I want them to do. That's the part of human relationships that I've been working very hard on. And so far it's been fun. It's been a little ups and downs, but it's been great. So this video is just to give an update. It's the first video, so it's not just an update, it's an intentional video of why. And so far, we've raised a little over 20% of the $5,000. And it's 3 weeks in, so we got another month. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Just keep stepping into the unknown and seeing what'll happen. And who knows, maybe there's a young man out there that his entire life will change because of this group that feels passionate about helping disconnected young men connect with father figures, big brothers, older men, just being around men. I know the few times I did it, it really did affect me and steer me in a great direction. So that's it. Love you guys. I'll post an update video sometime in the future. And if you're willing to donate, any amount would do. Even $5-10, it doesn't seem like that's enough, but consistent $5-10 a day from someone, each different person, actually adds up in time. And then a lot's also cool. So whatever you can give. And if you can't give, that's okay. Or if you don't want to give, that's okay. Have a good one.